Mulan is an ancient Chinese heroine that is written in history books. As a Chinese, I heard the story about Mulan when I was young from the parents of my friends to encourage them to be brave. Most of them are girls, of course. Walt Disney Pictures produced two Mulan movies. The first animated movie is released in 1998 and later in 2020, the live-action version of Mulan is created. In this video, I will compare and contrast the similarities and differences between these two versions. For your information, Mulan is a real story based on an ancient Chinese folk story called The Ballad of Mulan. The Ballad of Mulan was created during the late Northern Wei dynasty, during which period the northern region of Han China was frequently invaded by the Han people along the northern border. The directors, screenwriters, and producers from the two movies are Westerners, and they make a film about a Chinese folk story, which is a common element in these two versions. It's interesting to see how Westerners interpret our history that they are unfamiliar with, and I can watch the movie critically by comparing it to my knowledge from history classes. The general themes are similar between the animated and the live-action movies of Mulan, in that Mulan replaced her father to be a soldier, defending the attacks from the other country. She ultimately saved the emperor and the country. The gender issue is represented in both versions that the quality of a good wife is quiet, composed, and poised. Mulan is apparently not the kind. She's active and adventurous. As a daughter, she can only honor the family by getting to a marriage. In both films, Mulan failed to demonstrate fitness as a qualified future wife to the matchmaker, and the matchmaker deemed her a disgrace to Hua's family.
You are a disgrace! You may look like a bride, but you will never bring your family honor!
Although both films convey the main idea of equality between man and woman, the 1998 version has another point regarding this issue that I think is better defined. At the end of the movie, when the emperor was abducted by Shanju, soldiers are disguised with makeup and silk clothes to infiltrate the imperial palace and save the emperor. This scene expresses the idea that a woman can be strong and manly, and man can also be soft and feminine. I feel this expression is super interesting, and this topic is also a serious issue hidden long in Chinese society. I can recall the conversation between my family when I was a little boy that if I'm a girl, my parents will keep giving birth until they have a boy. The old conservative thought deteriorates gender discrimination. People prefer men over women. The man should be strong and the woman should be weak. This seems to be the ingrained thought in people's mind in the old society. Such discrimination is largely improved in the contemporary society, but women are still treated differently in China. According to Nart Warney, companies were reluctant to hire or even interview female candidates because of this gender discrimination. I actually watched Mulan 2020 just at the time when it was released. The first impression is the serious tone that Mulan risked her life in live or die situation. Also, I got so nervous when she was in the military camp that she will be sentenced to death if the general found out her real identity. The tension created by the sound effect is so strong, which makes me hold my breath. However, in the animated version, the tone is chill and comedic. Mushu and Cricket are artificial characters that bring so many hilarious moments in the film. Mushu is a little dragon-like creature that pretends to be a dragon that is sent by ancestors to protect Mulan. The way how Mushu talks to Mulan always makes me laugh. The plot when Mulan is reported to the military camp is tense in Mulan 2020, but the plot is full of joy in Mulan 1998. The captain asked Mulan's name, and the little dragon was giving her advice to fake a manly name. And Mulan accidentally reports back to the captain that her name is Ah Chu because the little dragon just sneezed.
I asked for yours.
Achoo! Achoo!
Achoo? I killed myself. Mushu?
No.
Mulan was trained by her father to have extraordinary powers and the ability to wield qi. The power of qi led her to be as strong as soldiers, or even better. So she intentionally hides her power and martial arts skills in the daily training in the camp.
But she is powerful, Huajun. Why do you hide it?
She realized later that there was nothing wrong with being strong when she was noticed by fellow soldiers because she burst the energy in a battle with Chen Honghui. What is different in Mulan 1998 is that Mulan didn't have the skill and power when she entered the military force. She worked hard to pass the challenges, and she was also the first trainee to get the arrow from the top of the pillar. I suppose the reason why the power of Mulan is eliminated in the animated version is that the director wants to show her determination of protecting her father. Her perseverance makes her strong even though she didn't have powers. Many of you might also notice the obvious difference between the two versions, which is the music. Mulan 1998 has lots of amazing songs that not only make it more memorable but also convey important messages, such as love of family, truth and honor. But Mulan 2020 has no songs. It must be weird to insert beautiful songs in such an intense atmosphere. While in the animated version, it all looks natural and becomes another highlight of the movie. The introduction of Mushu, aka the dragon in Mulan 1998, helps to shape the film's unique identity and build comic elements. The object of Mushu is to regain his place among the honored guardians of the Fa family. Mushu is on Mulan's side to aid her to succeed. He and the Crackhead are the ones to set off cannons, alerting the enemy army to the location of the Imperial soldiers and eventually winning the battle. Although Mushu keeps making mistakes, Mulan can't succeed without Mushu. In the live-action version of Mulan, however, Mushu is replaced with a giant phoenix that guides Mulan and also serves as a beacon of inspiration. Also, the Crackhead is replaced with a soldier named Crackhead in Mulan 2020. The major reasons for the cancellation of the two characters are because the serious tone in Mulan 2020 makes the dragon unfit for the film, and director Nico Carroll wanted to commit to the realism of Mulan's journey. In the 2020 version, Mulan involves in a battle with the Roran witch, and she realizes her deceit weakens her. After the fight, Mulan releases her hair and removes the heavy armor. She is now her true self. Later, Mulan kneeled down in front of the general, asking for a penalty. This is an epic moment in the film.
Mulan. Forgive me.
In contrast, in the animated version, Mulan didn't reveal herself. Instead, she is wounded and so discovered by the captain that she is actually a woman. I can relate the scene to myself that lying to my friends or parents makes me feel guilty and weakens me regarding my academic performance and my energy in the basketball field. One can release the full potential of himself when he is true to himself and to others. Mulan's sister is nowhere to be found in the animated version. Instead, the film introduces Mulan's grandmother to the plot, which I don't understand the purpose of this character. However, the appearance of Hua Shu, who is Mulan's younger sister, gives Mulan a stronger bond with family. Most importantly, this is closer to the original folk story, The Ballad of Mulan. The new villain, Xian Yang, aka the witch, is added to the Mulan 2020, and it does not exist in the animated version. She was rejected by her family, her village, her nation. The one man, Bori Kong, is willing to take her in and accept her and her powers. She can shapeshift and steal other people's forms. The witch tried to convince Mulan after she was abandoned by the army. Shen Yang believed there was nothing they can change about gender discrimination and there was no place for them in a man's world. However, after Mulan earned the general's trust to guide a small group of soldiers to save the emperor, the witch is proved wrong, and she guides Mulan to find the place where the emperor was abducted. The witch sacrifices her life to take the deadly arrow that is shot by Bori Kong. This character that appeared in Mulan 2020 demonstrates the girl's power to the audience and also the more profound moral meaning that never underestimating the power of a single person. One can change lots of things beyond your imagination, just like Mulan. If the world abandons you, don't fight against it, but change it with perseverance and willpower. Despite the many differences I mentioned in this video, both films share the same essence, the same energy, the same pride in history, and the same beautifully brave and badass female. Walt Disney showed the world the legend in Chinese history and improved cross-cultural communication.